The laburnum top describes a quiet laburnum tree on a sunny September afternoon. The tree stands silent with yellowing leaves until a goldfinch arrives. The moment she appears, the entire tree becomes alive with sounds and movements. She enters the thick branches quietly and begins feeding her young ones. Her arrival turns the tree into a vibrating engine full of chittering and trillings. Once she finishes feeding, the goldfinch moves to a branch and shows her masked face and flies away into the open sky. As soon as she leaves, the tree returns to its original stillness. The poem shows how nature comes alive with tiny moments of life and how silence and activity beautifully alternate. Who is the poet of the laburnum top? Ted Hughes. Which tree is described in the poem? A laburnum tree. In which month does the poem take place? September. What color dominates the poem? Yellow. Which bird visits the laburnum tree? That was the goldfinch. What happens when the goldfinch arrives? The silent tree becomes suddenly alive with sounds. To what is the goldfinch's movement compared? A lizard movement. What sound does the goldfinch make? Chirp and whispering. What does the tree become when the word enters a machine or engine? Why does the tree tremble? Because of the fluttering and chitterings of the bird and her babies. Where does the goldfinch go after feeding her young ones? Towards the sky. Infinite. What happens to the tree after the bird leaves? It becomes silent again. What does the phrase identity must refer to? The pattern markings on the goldfinch's face. What do the seeds of the laburnum tree indicate? That the tree is in the late stage of flowering or season. What does the poem mainly highlight? The bond between the mother bird and young ones. What laburnum is called in your language? In Hindi, the laburnum tree is called amaltas, which local bird is like the goldfinch. In India, the Indian goldfinch, bulbul or sunbird resemble it in size and activity. What do you notice about the beginning and ending of the poem? The poem begins and ends with silence. The tree is quiet before the goldfinch comes, and it becomes quiet again when she leaves. To what is the word's movement compare, and what is the basis of comparison? The word's movement is compared to a lizard because it is sleek, quick, alert, and sudden. Why is the image of the engine evoked by the poet? The goldfinch brings energy, noise, and life to the tree like a machine starting, symbolizing the vibrant activity of her family. Nestlings. What do you like most about the poem? The poem beautifully shows how a silent tree becomes lively through the arrival of a tiny bird using rich imagery and sound effects. What does the phrase her barred face identity mask mean? It refers to the striped or marked pattern on the goldfinch's face, which makes it easy to recognize her. Soundbirds are there like chirp, chittering, trailing, whispering, whistle, chirp, etc. The words with the sound ch given here: chirp, chittering, whistle, chirp. Words with tr as in trembles like tremor, trailings, trembles, tree. Movement birds are here: twitching, startlement, enters, flirts out, launches, tremble, thrills. Dominant color in the poem is yellow. Laburnum flowers, September sunlight, leaves are yellow. Other sounds that occur frequently in the poem: L sound, lizard, leavings, yellow, trails. T sounds, trembles, twitching, startlement, tree. There are some examples of another poem about a bird or tree, like Solitary Reaper by Wordsworth, Word Like Song, The Robin, Unknown Poet, The Palm Tree by Rabindranath Tagore, The Skylark by P.V. Shelley. Poetry devices in the laburnum top are imagery like yellow September sunlight, tremor of wings. Similarly, sleek as a lizard. Personification: the tree seems to tremble and thrill. Alliteration: twitching, chirp, tree trembles. Metaphor: tree compared to an engine. Onomatopoeia: chirp, chitterings, trailings. Symbolism: word symbolizes life and energy. Enjambment: lines flow into each other without pause. There may be some themes like the bond between a mother bird and her young. the contrast between silence and activity in nature.